Hello everyone. Today I am Sejal here. On behalf of Tutor here, I'll be taking today's session on the topic mental health. So, before we get started, I'm going to let you all know what all we'll be talking about today. Today, we are going to learn about what is mental health, the role of mental health in our day to day life, factors which tend to affect one's mental health, and the necessary precautions which one could take in order to maintain a healthy mental life. So, before we get started, I would like to talk about a basic stigma which probably everyone amongst us possesses. The stigma is that of a well being of a person. Whenever we see a person who's physically fit, we tend to perceive, like, wow, he's doing really fine, and he is a healthy person. But is it so? Well, no. A person is said to be healthy if he or she is physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually doing fine. It is not merely the absence of disease which categorizes a person as healthy. So, what is mental health? Now, without a further ado, I'll tell you what exactly mental health means. Mental health is a state of being in which an individual is able to realize the ability to do certain things in life. They are able to cope up with the day to day life stress. They are also able to work productively and produce fruitful results. Moreover, they tend to provide maximum contribution to the society on the basis of the potential that they possess. Next, I would like to talk about the role of mental health in our day to day life. How does mental health affect us in our day to day life? Mental health can affect us in our day to day life by affecting our thoughts. Mental health can affect the way we think about others and about our own selves as well. It can affect the way we think, like it could be negative or positive. We may tend to criticize something just by viewing it, but at the same time, we can appreciate something. Therefore, mental health can affect the way we think about different things and different people, including our own selves. Second, feelings. Mental health can influence the way we think and feel about ourselves, things around us, and people around us. We may tend to hate or maybe love something and hate or love the other one. Therefore, mental health can affect our feelings and emotion towards things and people and our own self as well. Behavior, the way we tend to react or respond to different situations, depending upon the stimulus present around us, is affected by our mental health. Mental processes can also be affected by mental health. Our capacity to learn, pay attention, and retain information can also get hindered due to mental health. If our mental health is not really fine, our mental processes won't work smoothly. Relationship with others. If we have a really stable mental health, we might sustain healthy relationships with others and probably develop them more. But if we do not have a stable mental health, we might tend to end relationships which probably were not toxic. Therefore, having a stable mental health helps us determine which relationships are fruitful for us and which one are toxic and need to be terminated right there and then. Last but not the least, it tends to affect our ability to adapt. The way one is able to cope up with daily changes in their life, transitions, and life events is also affected by mental health. Mental health can make a situation worse if we take it as a trauma, but at the very same time, if we deal with it in a positive and a constructive manner, while we have a stable mental health, it won't seem to be really severe. So, let's get to know how probable these mental health issues are. Everyone in this world has a risk of developing these mental health issues. No one is excused of the same, no matter what age they have, no matter what gender they are from, the income background, or the ethnicity. Therefore, mental health does not categorize people or discriminate them on the basis of their background. There are different factors which can hinder one's mental health. Moreover, I would also like to add upon how a large proportion of people who suffer from mental health issues have more than one condition at a time. Now, without a further ado, I would like to talk about different factors which can tend to affect one's mental health. So, the first factor could be that of heredity. The genetic composition of the parents of an individual can affect one's mental health. There might be a possibility that the parents of an individual did not have a really great mental health, and therefore the same has been transferred by them to their future generation or the present generation, which can affect the current person or the upcoming generation's mental health. Second, self esteem. The way we judge our value and the way we perceive ourselves tends to affect our mental health. If someone does not have great self esteem, their mental health tends to get deteriorated. Next, negative childhood experiences, wherein a person tends to suffer from faulty parenting, wherein the parents are fighting against each other and there are quarrels every time in the house, which can tend to affect one's mental health. These people have had really negative experiences in their childhood. They tend to have multiple issues. Next, eating pattern can contribute to a large extent in our positive mental health. If one tends to consume unhealthy food, we cannot expect them to be well, whether in terms of physical well being or mental health. Next, sleeping pattern. It is advised by the doctors that one must sleep at least 6 to 8 hours per day during night time. If one does not schedule that sleep regularly and in a proper manner, they might to suffer from they might tend to suffer from multiple mental health issues. Next, substance abuse or what we often know as drug abuse. People tend to depend upon drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes and tend to increase their intake in order to get rid of stress and pressure, which tends to affect their mental health. Not in a short term, but long term consequences are really worse. Some other factors which can affect one person's mental health are physical environment, which includes the presence of continuous noise, pollution around one, which can hinder a person's mental health. Second, quality of neighborhood, the kind of people living near and around us. There are people who have the tendency to start quarrels. These people are really noisy and can hinder a person's mental well being. Social factors, peer pressure, wherein people who are of the same age group tend to pressurize someone, whether it be in a physical manner or emotional manner or social manner. Other than this, another social factor could be that of eavesdropping, bullying, or multiple other factors. Quality of relationships we share with our family, friends, and community can also hinder our mental health. If a person does not have healthy relationship with their family, their mental health seems to be really deteriorating slowly and gradually, which is pretty much excused and not given due consideration to. Next, cultural factors. In some cultures, I won't name any culture, but in some cultures and some religions, there are practices which are thought to be irrational, and people do not feel like following them. But due to pressure imposed by the elders, they tend to follow them. But because they are imposed and they have to follow it, they feel like it is a burden for them, which tends to affect their mental health. Economic factors, employment status of a family, and the living conditions of a family may also affect a person's mental health. Next, WHO estimates that the present condition of mental health problems is within India is 2,443 per 10,000 population. Not a really small number to excuse. We have to take care about our mental health. So, now moving forward to what all precautions we can take in order to have a safe and secure mental health. We all are aware about the fact that prevention is better than cure. So, here are some measures which you can take in order to ensure a positive mental health. Firstly, eat well, eat a balanced diet, and eat healthy, nutritious, and home cooked food. Other than that, get enough sleep. Schedule your sleep at night time. Do not schedule your sleep during daytime. Try sleeping at night, and that too for a duration of 8 hours. Try including exercise in your day to day life. At least for a duration of 40 minutes, try exercising on daily basis. Avoid stimulants. Many doctors have already advised people not to consume these stimulants like tea and coffee due to the high composition of caffeine within them. Reduce, or rather advise cut the consumption of alcohols, cigarettes, and drugs. We all are pretty much aware about the adverse effects of these on our mental and rather more on our physical well-being. Practice yoga and meditation. This tends to help soothe our soul as well as our mind. It tends to help us relax our mind. Next, maintaining healthy relationship with people. Try communicating with people around you and telling them about what is bothering you. That will not affect your impression in front of them. Try venting out things. Do not fear being judged. Believing in yourself could be another measure which you could take into consideration. Do not, worry that I cannot. Think about why I cannot and then work upon it, and you can do wonders. So believe in yourself and you can do wonders, and therefore you can develop self confidence. Next, people have this tendency that they tend to look for social acceptance. Therefore, they fear asking for help. Do not fear asking for help. Those people who are near and dear to you and from whom you can expect help, go for it. Do not fear asking for help, because asking for help can be beneficial for you, and maybe that can help you develop more stronger relations with the other people. So, as a part of conclusion, I would like to say there is no health without mental health. I hope you all liked the session. Thank you. Warm regards. Signing off, Sejal Arora.